Okay, week 33. This has been a whole week of small stuff. Another one of those weeks of trying to get the little stuff done. Furniture put in, boxes moved out, tools moved out. I got the table put together, brought it in, put it all together, unpacked some more boxes. Got the wall art unpacked, bookcases put together. The shelves are over here for both bookcases. I just haven't put those together yet. I'm not sure if that's where they're going to stay. More wall art, mirrors, and that stuff. I got the closet clothes stacked in categories, so I can go through those and get rid of that stuff. Got the file cabinet in, got all the office files put in there, and all that good stuff. So, yeah, it's basically been a week of trying to get those projects done so I can do that. I got the stove in. Before I got it in the house. I still have to connect it to the well, technically you got to move it that way a little bit, and then connect it to the chimney. Originally, this pipe was single wall pipe, meaning it's just got one wall there inside, and because of that, it has to be farther away from the wall. But when I put in the chimney, I wanted it closer, so I redesigned this. So this is now needs to be double wall. It's got two walls with an air gap in between, which lets it get closer to the wall. It's like 8 inches or so. This is almost where it'll be, a little farther this way towards the wall, but this is almost what it'll be like. It's got a blower built in the back of it and everything else, super quiet. So the stove is really there for aesthetics. You know, it'll look good, you know, with a fire in it. And it's also my secondary heat source in case, you know, the mini split ever goes out. But, you know, like I said, that day when it was 9 degrees, the mini split's still pulling heat. It's apparently it'll pull heat down to -5 degrees or something like that. So it's fine. This is the backup just in case. So I have to get some more chimney pipe to do that. We'll go through, we'll go out front here. Some of the other stuff that I did, got all the stuff off the deck. Left the drywall lift because that's going to help me put the plywood up here on the underside of the deck and the porch, so I'll do that. You can see it's rained. It rained this week. It's just a muddy mess out here. There's no that, so I installed a sidewalk. Just pallets, so that's what we'll do. That'll get us through the winter. We could do that, and then springtime we'll have a nice pilot bonfire out there and do that. I also cleaned up around the house. I'm not walking out there and doing that, but on both sides of the house, if you look back at the other videos, you can see all the remnants of the siding that was up there. So I cleaned all that up, moved all that, and piled all that up there. So basically that's a pile of trash I can get rid of next to 2 stacks of usable lumber. And then that stack out there is scrap and trash. I'll get rid of that. This is the vinyl siding for the house. And of course I gotta get rid of the drywall, but we can do that later. So basically, because it's so wet and muddy, I'm just leaving this like it is. I did get 1 or 2 days of dry this week, which let me get the skid steer to get the stove and the file cabinet and some of the heavy stuff and finish it. So we'll go back inside. Everything, hello. Dinner over with? Nope, still eating. Everything is out of the shipping container, so it's either in the shop or in the house. The house has everything in it now. We're all good there. All the appliances are in. I've got all the cabinets done there. I'm just cleaning up some extra stuff here. The last thing that'll happen is like this table and this chair can go back out in the storage shed. I don't need it anymore because I've got chairs over here. The only piece of furniture that still hasn't been put together yet is there's one end table and a coffee table, but for the life of me I can't find the screws for those. So it means it's probably packed away smartly in one of those boxes in the shop, and I'll find it eventually, but not a big deal. We'll get to that. The table was the big deal. Let's see, back deck. Got it all clean. Got all the stuff off of it. All the tools are gone. What's left over is all this scrap, and I'm not going to move this scrap in order to just move it back. So what I'm going to do is take a couple of those cardboard boxes and stack it out here and then put all this scrap in it, because I can burn all this stuff. And then I've got the underside of the deck here to do, and the underside of the deck materials under there, and then this this goes on the outside of the deck to screen the deck, just to make it look better as we go along there. The other thing that I did was I went ahead while I was under the house and I punched these the holes, brought the water out, so the water is underneath the deck. I can connect to that, and I'll bring 2 lines up here, hot and cold, put the valves on those. But this is all mud, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. And you can see I still need to close this up. We opened this up in order to put the gas line in. So this is the steel mesh that I put underneath the deck. I'll lean out there so you can see that. That keeps all the critters out from underneath the deck. And then once I put the steel mesh back on there, then I'll take this lath and cover it up to make it look good. So then we'll worry about stairs. Worry about stairs next year. So there's a couple of, oh yeah, I also put all the lights up. So just temporarily, I mean, because all this is going to get covered up later, but I want to put the lights up temporarily so I could have those throughout the winter. Because I don't know when I'm going to get to putting the underside of the deck on. So the projects that are still going on, well, I tell you what, let's go back in the house and we'll talk about that. Okay, so projects left to do. Like I said, I still have the underside of the porch and the deck to do, the metal lath, the metal mesh, and then the lath on the back deck, the stove to put in, and the siding, vinyl siding on the front and the back to do. So I've still got a few projects to do. However, those projects, you know, are few and far between. Some of them I can do now, some of them are weather related. You know, I can't put the stove in until I get the new chimney or the chimney pipe, so I'm gonna have to order that. I'll get around to that. Closing up the deck with the mesh around the side, I can't do that until it dries up, and it's going to rain again next week, so you know we'll get around to that. I'll put the lath on the side of it, and then I can worry about the underside of the deck and the porch. But again, that's something that's all aesthetic, so I can get around to that. It's not a big deal. The siding on the front and back, that's a wash for the year. I can't do that now. It's too cold. Even if it got warm that I could get out there and do that, the material is too cold. Once the vinyl siding gets cold, it gets brittle, so it's easy to snap and break. So you can't bend it the way you need to, so I'm not going to worry about that. So I'll do that again. Those sides are just fine. I got the lift to do the 2 big gable ends when I had that, so everything was good there. I'm fine. I'll do that in the spring. Because of that, you know, because I don't have projects that are going on and on and on, that means this is going to be my last weekly video. I just don't have anything else to film week after week after week. You're just going to stand here and listen to me talk. We're going to. I still got projects to do. Those projects I described. I've still got a range to put in. I've still got to clean out all the fence line around all the property. I've got a security system to put in, camera system. Not filming that. But I've got other projects I can do. Just I don't know when I'll do those. When I do, I'll film those. The shop needs to be organized. I'll film that if I get around to it. We'll do that. This has been 7 months. Matter of fact, it's like April 21st was our first video, week 1. For those of you that have been stuck with me this long, it's been a lot of fun. I enjoyed sharing it with you. Your comments, suggestions, when I asked for ideas, I got those. It's just been nice. It's been fun. So just because I'm not filming every week doesn't mean that you can't email, you can't, Facebook, you can't comment on videos. I'll still see all that. So, and like I said, I'll put something up whenever I get around to doing that. But right now, the next thing we can do is just enjoy the house. Here we go.
Sunshine or thunder, a man will always wonder where the fair wind blows, where the fair wind blows. And some folks say he's up there still,